It is my honor and privilege to call to order the 61st commencement exercises of Bishop Fenwick High School as we celebrate the class of 2023. Please remain standing for our national anthem performed by our concert choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And kindly be seated. Thank you to our Fenwick Choir. Thank you to Mr. Dugan. I now invite Spanish teacher Father Hernandez to come forward for the invocation. Please welcome Father Hernandez.
It is with emotion and a great joy that I have the privilege to invoke at the beginning of this ceremony the blessing of God, the blessing of the Holy Spirit for these wonderful 122 almost graduate students of Bishop Fenwick High School. I'm one of the youngest members of this family. I just arrived this year. And it is with trepidation that I look at you now, and together with all the people that are here to accompany you in this important step in your lives, really invoke the grace of God so that all that your hearts desire, all that is good, beautiful, just, all the needs, all the resolutions, all the wishes may be fulfilled, not only in everything related to academics and to sports and all that you have lived here these 4 years, but also for the rest of your lives. And we ask this through the Holy Spirit, asking that God be merciful with us and fill your hearts with all that we desire. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father Hernandez. As we begin tonight, I would also like to thank the members of our Board of Trustees. Some are here with us this evening, and I want to share under the exemplary leadership of Neil Harrington, our current board chair, and Dan Dunn, our past board chair. The board has been absolutely instrumental in moving Fenwick forward, so please let's take a moment to thank our Board of Trustees. And it is now my pleasure to invite the president of the graduating class, Chloe Swartz, to offer a word of welcome. Please join me in welcoming Chloe.
Good evening, family, friends, classmates, faculty, staff, and guests. As president of the senior class, it is with great honor that I welcome you all to the Bishop Fenwick Class of 2023 commencement ceremony. On behalf of our class, we are grateful that you are here to share in the joy and excitement that comes with our high school graduation. We are moving on to the next chapter in our lives, and we are beyond thankful that we get to share it with so many people who love and support us. I would like to recognize the hard work and dedication of the class of 2023. When the pandemic struck in the concluding months of our freshman year, we began to realize our time inside of Fenwick was being taken away. Although challenging, the situation did not bring our class down. Throughout the long days of classes on Zoom, our class adapted and overcame the situation at hand. Each and every person here is stronger than when they first came through the doors. We've made memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. We will always be a part of the Fenwick family. The class of 2023 is special. I wish you all the best in your future and know you will accomplish amazing things. Also, I would like to thank all of those who have supported us these last 4 years. To the faculty and staff, thank you for providing us with the knowledge and guidance we need to move forward in life. We are extremely fortunate to have such an amazing group of people who go above and beyond every day to help us grow and succeed. We wouldn't be here today without your dedication and commitment. To our families, the words thank you are simply not enough. You have made us the people we are today, and your influence and inspiration are what allow us to watch across this stage with confidence, knowing we are prepared for what is ahead. To conclude, I would like to invite my classmates to please stand. Turn around and join me in a round of applause to show our sincere appreciation for all those who have helped and supported us along this amazing journey. Once again, on behalf of the class of 2023, thank you all for joining us on this special day. Congratulations, class, and for the last time, roll Satyrs. Should I go down this way?
Yes, you can. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Chloe. Just as you have been an exemplary leader and a positive presence at Fenwick, you will certainly do the same at Bryant University. And let me add our collective gratitude to all who have worked so tirelessly behind the scenes to make this ceremony possible. I want to especially acknowledge Mrs. Vigneron, Mrs. Driscoll, Mrs. Rich, Mr. Cox, Mr. Gonzalez, and Mr. Moya. Thank you. And it is now my privilege to invite the president of our alumni board, Mr. Scott Wenzel, class of 2000, to welcome our soon-to-be alums into the Fenwick alumni family. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Wenzel.
As president of Fenwick's Alumni Board, I am pleased and honored to be the first to welcome the class of 2023 to the Fenwick alumni family. Had you asked me 23 years ago when I was sitting in your seat awaiting my diploma if I thought I'd be on stage delivering this message, I never would have thought it would happen. Not because it was out of reach, but because I had not yet realized the impact that my education and time at Fenwick would have on my future. The Fenwick alumni community is 11,000 graduates strong. Our graduates live in 48 states and some living internationally. The Fenwick alumni family is a powerful network and one that you should stay connected to and engaged with. We share a culture that is unique to this group. Fenwick means so much more than the diploma you're going to receive. For me, in the art rooms, I learned creativity and expression. In the classroom, I learned perseverance and striving for excellence. In the theater, I learned confidence and found forever friends. On the fields, I learned that maybe I should just go back inside. While each experience is personal, the underlying similarity is that we belong to the Fenwick family. There are many ways for you to stay engaged with Fenwick and its alumni. There are alumni events, reunions held right here in Crusader Square. There are alumni panels for you to speak on, and so much more. I highly encourage you to make sure that the alumni office has an email address on file, little logistics for you, so we can send you a newsletter, event invitations, and make sure you stay connected to see where your peers and your network are. I know many of you supported this year's senior class gift. I thank you for that, and I ask that you continue your support in the years ahead. Fenwick needs its alumni support and involvement to preserve all that we love about the school, and at the same time to allow the school to grow in important ways for the next generation of graduates. You have many new chapters ahead. Please remember that once a crusader, always a crusader. This means meeting someone at a social event and asking, "What year did you graduate? Do you know so-and-so? No, oh, but you know her sister, her brother." It means building rapport by sharing memories about certain classes or asking if that teacher is still teaching. It means laughing about seeing Bishop Fian on the school closing list and instantly feeling disappointment it's not Fenwick. You have graduated from a great high school, one with great classmates and friends. It is these friends you will have for the rest of your life. I will leave you with a quote from one of the iconic characters of TV sitcom history, Dorothy Spornak of Golden Girls. The bottom line is, in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens. Congratulations, class of 2023. We're very proud to welcome you to the alumni family.
Thank you. My pleasure. Awesome. Thank you, Scott. We are blessed to have your leadership on our recently formed alumni board, and we are grateful for your enthusiastic service and great sense of humor at Bishop Fenwick. As Mr. Wenzel described all that he learned and gained from his experience at Fenwick, is it appropriate that we thank our faculty and staff for their heroic efforts on behalf of our Crusaders? Please join me in recognizing the talent, passion, creativity, and commitment of our faculty and staff. And let us also thank our principal for these past 4 years, Ms. Cecilia Marquez. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Fenwick Choir under the direction of Dr. Tropiano for a special musical performance. Our Fenwick Choir.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say
Thank you to our choir, and clearly Mr. Wenzel was in on the Golden Girls theme. Very good. It is a special pleasure now to introduce our salutatorian, Mr. Andrew Cahill, to the stage. Please join me in welcoming Andrew.
Good evening. On behalf of my fellow classmates, thank you all for coming to celebrate this great achievement in the lives of the Fenwick class of 2023. After 4 long and tiring years, we finally made it to the finish line. Tonight, we are joined by friends, family, teachers, and administrators, all of whom play an important role in our lives. I think I can speak for everyone when saying that we could not have gotten this far without each and every one of those people. While it's true that graduating is a personal accomplishment, it is important to recognize those who have helped us along the way and made an impact on our lives. When I reflect on all those who've had an influence on me, the list is never ending. The first people that come to mind are family. Our families are the ones who are there with us throughout all of life's ups and downs. Personally, my family has had such a great and positive influence on every stage of my life so far. My mom, my dad, my sister Samantha, and the rest of my family are the reasons that I am the person I am today. To you guys, I want to say a well-deserved thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support you have given me. But family isn't just found in a biological sense. Family can be found anywhere, for example, in friends. My friends are one of the most important parts of my life. My friends in school are my reason to be happy every time I step into the building, and they provide much-needed help with class assignments. Shout out to Leo Schroeder for putting up with me on FaceTime night after night. Additionally, I have a few friends who I've known almost all my life that have been such a positive influence year after year. Even my friends from my job at Market Basket have found a way to be deeply involved in my life. Friends have always been a source of inspiration in my life, and for that, I think they deserve an equal thank you. Along with family and friends, as Ms. Marquez always says, the collective community at our school makes up the Fenwick family. This family starts with classmates. Through the study sessions, group projects, class discussions, FaceTime calls, free periods, and collective panic about numerous tests and assignments, I've seen just how close the students at Fenwick are. Each year, I felt closer to my classmates, and the friendships we have forged through these 4 years are irreplaceable. The students at Fenwick truly are the greatest. The students make up just one part of the Fenwick family, however. In addition to the students, Fenwick has some of the best teachers in the whole world. Each teacher that I had truly cares about what they do and taught me so much, not only about the subject matter, but also about how to be a better person. Mrs. Valonis and Mr. Sousa were 2 teachers who helped me so much in adjusting to high school during my freshman year. Miss O'Day was always a source of positive energy, whether I had her for class or homeroom, and she made math so much fun. My 2 years with D-Lo and chemistry were filled with some of my favorite experiences at Fenwick. Father B and Mr. Caniff successfully opened my eyes to faith. My English teachers, Miss Guarino, Miss Homem, and Mrs. Schmeck, all taught me how to be a better writer and thinker. Lastly, all 3 of my Spanish teachers, Mrs. Sheehan, Miss Mahoney, and Dr. Cormier, improved my skills far greater than I ever thought was possible. If I had more time, I could say something positive about every single teacher that I've had over these 4 years, but those are just a few. The faculty of Fenwick, just like the student body, is truly amazing. When I reflect on all the amazing times I've had with my classmates and teachers, I can truly see the essence of what we call the Fenwick family. I've been happy to call Fenwick my home for the past 4 years. I know this is a high school graduation, but it is also necessary to highlight the other aspects of our lives that make us who we are. School is very important, but it can't be our only focus if we want to have a well-rounded life. The activities we do and new things we try outside of school are equally important. For example, I've found happiness in friends, work, and basketball, among many others. Each person has a different set of interests other than school that make them unique and happy. For example, I plan on taking a trip to Japan shortly after graduation, so it is fitting to give you a quote from a Japanese writer who said this: "Preoccupied with a single leaf, you won't see the tree. Preoccupied with a single tree, you'll miss the entire forest." While I'm sure this has many interpretations, I've always seen it as a call to not focus on just one thing and find happiness in everything that's around you. We can often be preoccupied with school or work, but in doing so, we miss out on so many other things. It is very important to consider this as we head off to college. I'm certain each of you will find success in whatever you do, but remember not to be bogged down by just one thing. You can find so much more happiness if you look for other sources of joy in life, like hobbies, sports, and friends. It has been such a pleasure to have been at Fenwick for high school, and these 4 years have been times of serious positive influences and changes in my life. I truly mean it when I say that I will miss Fenwick after we are gone, and I will look back on it with many fond memories. My one final thanks is to you guys, the entire class of 2023, for being such an amazing and inspirational group of people. I couldn't have asked for better classmates, and I wish you all success in whatever you choose to do in the future. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Shake your hand, sir. Wonderful. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. As the folks at Market Basket and all of us here at Fenwick know well, you are amazing, and there is no doubt that Northeastern will be blessed to have you next fall. And as you thanked your family, let us thank all of our families, particularly the parents and the caregivers of the class of 2023. Without you, these impressive young people would not be who they are today. So thank you for all of that you've done. For this next award, I would like to invite to the stage last year's recipient, Ms. Patty LaFleur, who is here with us. And I would also ask, and they don't know this is coming, I would also ask the following members of the cross-country and track and field teams to come forward: Maria Ryan, Shannon Bresnahan, Sarah Fogarty, Elizabeth Gauthier, Madeline Leary, and Hannah Carafa. Thank you, ladies. 2 years ago, we lost our beloved facility director, Mr. John Meehan. His tragic passing left a deep void in our community. Mr. Meehan touched the lives of many at St. Mary of the Annunciation School and here at Bishop Fenwick. His character, integrity, friendship, humility, work ethic, gracious presence, and selfless service made a lasting impact on all who knew him. The class of 2021, as their senior gift, established the John J. Meehan Award for exemplary service to Bishop Fenwick, to be given each year at the commencement ceremony, voted on by the members of the senior class and the faculty and staff. It is my pleasure and privilege this year to present the Meehan Award for exemplary service to an individual who is not here this evening, because he is doing exactly what the award describes, going above and beyond in his service to our students. He is at the state track meet because he didn't want his student athletes to participate in such a major competition without him being there for them. Accepting the honor are these seniors, representing all of the cross-country and track and field student athletes. By the way, I tried to convince him to come. And some of you may know him. He is not easily persuadable. And he often doesn't show much emotion. But he did when he envisioned this scene. Tear up in his classroom because of how much his students mean to him. Please join me in recognizing as the recipient of the Meehan Service Award for 2023, Mr. Steve Zarnicki. And that's going to go right to you, Eddie, so you can give that right to them. And then if you can, we'll slide over here, Patty, and we'll get a nice photo of all of them. I now call forward our principal, Ms. Marquez, to present the Bishop Benedict Joseph Fenwick Awards. Ms. Marquez.
The Bishop Benedict Joseph Fenwick Award, honoring the Jesuit bishop for whom Fenwick is named, who founded the College of the Holy Cross and who started the Pilot Catholic newspaper, is given to the 2 students in the graduating class, one female and one male, who, in the estimation of the faculty and staff, best reflect and reveal the virtues for which the school stands. I am pleased to present the Bishop Benedict Joseph Fenwick Award to Shannon Bresnahan and Leo Schroeder.
Thank you, Ms. Marquez. Congratulations to Shannon and Leo. And it is now my privilege to invite our final student speaker of the evening, our valedictorian, Aoife de Klerk, to the stage to give the valedictory address. Please join me in welcoming Aoife.
Good evening. I'm honored to have the chance to speak to you today as valedictorian of the class of 2023. When I started at Bishop Fenwick, I didn't know anyone. I came from my middle school alone and uncertain of what lay before me. 4 years later, I'm graduating with some of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, and I am taking with me a sense of assuredness about my future that only Fenwick could have offered me. My time spent here has allowed me to grow as a person, to explore my interests, discover new perspectives, and make mistakes. I'm extremely grateful for every opportunity the school has afforded me, and I know this class shares that sentiment. To our teachers, thank you for your wisdom, guidance, and patience. Your commitment to the school and its students does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate the lasting positive impacts you have made on our lives. You have inspired us with the confidence to chase our dreams. To the staff and leadership, thank you for your dedication to the school and for making it a place we have been proud to attend. I feel privileged knowing that I was surrounded by such exemplary role models. To my friends, thank you for making high school so special. You are all hardworking, caring, and incredible people, and I know you'll do great things. To my family, thank you for always believing in me. Your encouragement is endlessly empowering, and I love you all. To Tyler, thank you for being the best brother I could ask for. Each year, I've enjoyed discovering your annotations in my hand-me-down English books because it feels like we're reading the pages together. Finally, to my parents, thank you for teaching me to be independent. I know I can always count on you, and I value your input more than you know. Today, we stand at the cusp of our futures. Everything we've learned at Fenwick will culminate in our success as individuals, and the key to realizing our aspirations is perseverance. When I was in 4th grade, my teacher had a golden poster hanging on her wall. The only word on it, scrolling across in bold black letters, was persevere. Whenever one of her students wanted to give up, she told us to read the poster. No matter what we encounter down the road, be assured that we are capable and can overcome any obstacles that present themselves. We will encounter struggles that test our resilience. During times of strife, we should remain confident in our abilities and persevere. Over the years, I've taken many classes that I loved, one of which was AP Spanish. On my exam a few weeks ago, we were given the following prompt to write an argumentative essay. Is intellectual capacity the most important factor for academic success? I immediately knew my stance was no, it's not. So much goes into succeeding, academically and otherwise. Motivation is at the heart of any job well done. If you don't have a drive, a steadfast determination to reach your goals, you'll lack the emboldened mindset necessary to excel. Next, you need to have passion. Pursue what you enjoy. Don't settle into a major or career because you think others expect you to take that path. make your own decisions, and do what you feel called to do. If you struggled in your high school classes, don't feel discouraged. Your future is bright, and every opportunity is yours for the taking. The best reward comes from genuine effort, regardless of the result. During my time at Fenwick, I've taken part in countless activities that I consider invaluable to my personal growth. Sophomore year, I tried out for the tennis team, having never played before. I chose to put myself out there, and 3 seasons later, I'm so glad I did. I found an activity that I enjoyed and a community of amazing people. About a month ago, I took a week off from tennis and went on the school trip to Spain. From visiting historical landmarks to preparing and eating traditional foods, I immersed myself in the culture of another country. Despite getting the worst sunburn of my life, I'm extremely appreciative that I had the opportunity to travel there, and I wouldn't trade the memories I made for anything. In college and life beyond, I encourage us to step outside of our comfort zones. Whether you foster a skill or go on an adventure, continue to expand your knowledge both inside and outside of the classroom. There's something we'll love out there just waiting for each of us, so let's have the courage to discover it. When I go home after this, I'll open my bedroom door and see my bulletin board. On it, I have mementos from my time here. A picture from a photo booth at a dance freshman year, a varsity letter, a lei from a charity walk I did with the tennis team, a ticket to Spain. We have left our mark on Fenwick, and Fenwick has left its mark on us. As we have walked these halls together for the last 4 years, Fenwick has shaped us into the people we are today. Though we are leaving, this school and community will remain with us. We have pictures of prom and our first day at school, our freshman letters to ourselves, sweatshirts from sports teams, and soon we'll have our diplomas. It is our responsibility to take all that Fenwick has given us and use it for good. Dr. Seuss once wrote, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." As we move forward with this new chapter in our lives, we must realize our potential and forge our own way. Through everything we face, remember who we are, who Fenwick has helped us to be. Congratulations, class of 2023. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Wonderful. I'm going to shake your hand before you go. That was fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you, Aoife, and congratulations, by the way, on your prestigious acceptance to Tufts University, where you will be a shining light and a seeker of truth. And now, for the moment for which we have all been waiting, the conferral of diplomas. As I invite Mr. Dugan to the podium, I remind everyone of 2 time-honored traditions at Fenwick. First, each graduate receives both a diploma and a sunflower. The sunflower originates with St. Julie Billiart, founder of the Sisters of Notre Dame d'Amour, who encouraged her sisters to be always turned toward God as the sunflower turns toward the sun. She lived with her eyes and heart focused on God's goodness in times of light and in times of darkness. Just as the sunflower follows the sun across the sky, it also waits through the dark night for the dawn. Second, we hold all applause until the very end, when the entire class is invited to stand, to turn their tassels, and to hear the resounding applause that they deserve. And that is when we can cheer as loud as we want. Mr. Dugan.
Larissa Waka Almeida. Manny Alvarez Segui. Alana Bridget Anderson. Michael Jeffrey Anthony. Lily Kim Aruth. Danielle Marie Atkinson. Sophia Grace Azevedo. Riley Patrick Bagley. Costa James Beechin. Ava Virginia Bellasini. Lily Maria Bonacorsi. Aiden Charles Breen. Shannon Marie Bresnahan. Kimberly Marie Brogan. Abigail Lombard Bruner. Megan Margaret Birkinshaw. Andrew James Cahill. Hannah Elizabeth Carafa. Kayla Elizabeth Carlin. Marco Robert Carrillo. Ava James Carter. Sophia Maria Caruso. Brooke Elizabeth Cataldo. Isabella Hope Cavalieri. Elizabeth Marie Champagne. Jillian Elise Chinchillo. Alexa Elizabeth Chaffee. William Joseph Chaffee. Sarah Kristen Cole. Luke Joseph Coleman. Lindsay Martell Collar. Sullivan Neil Corcoran. Nicholas Michael Corneau. James Michael Dalton. Christopher Ernesto da Silva. Aoife Jade DeClerc. Anthony Mario DiFilippo. Lily Elizabeth Delahunty. Holly Delaney. Max Harrison DeSimone. Michael Leonard DeFelice. David Robert Donahue. Michael Kenneth Donahue. Maisie Michelle Dunn. Nora Marie Ellenbass. Zoe Dolores Elwell. Hannah Marie English. Catherine Vieira Fernandez. Avery Jordan Fiandaca. Sarah Elizabeth Fogarty. Kyan Yoon Frazier. Jessica Catherine Gagan. Elizabeth Mary Gauthier. Michael Edward Geisler. Aiden Christopher Jude George. William Harrison Gibbs. Hallie Lynn Glisson. Natalie Hannah. Michael Allen Hatch. Kevin John Hazard. Celine Tran Hun. Troy Anthony Irizarry, Jr. Emma Jean Jandrasevitz. Gabriel Danny Jeha. Malia Julia Johnson. Hunter Derland Jorgensen. Ralph Anthony Jufrey. Alan Carabina. Ashti Kaya. Patrick Franciszek Koshmeder. Celia Rose Kraus. Alexandra Adamantia Laganakis. Jessica Elizabeth La Rosa. Madeline Noel Leary. Erica Jean Lendl. Danielle Irene Lomano. Abigail Judith Lowe. Emma Isabel Lewis. Danielle Mackenzie Lynn. Anawa Raz Mahmood. Anthony Michael Marino. Carter John McFadden.
Nice job, Carter. I'm glad you came, John.
Mia Rose Mercurio.
Congratulations to you.
Rain Centeo Millet.
Be proud, Rain. Well deserved.
Abby Jenna Millman.
Nice job, Abby. Congratulations.
Joshua Jared Millman.
Nice job, Josh. Congratulations, sir.
Anya Morick.
Congratulations, Anya. Well done.
Tyler Raymond Mullen.
Gotta go, Tyler. Congratulations.
Caroline Rose Murray.
Nice job, Caroline. So glad you came.
Isabella Joy Noble. Christopher James Panakopoulos.
Nice job, Christopher.
William Alphonse Perillo.
Gotta go, Will. Great job.
Lydia May Phillips.
Nice job, Lydia. Congratulations to you.
Madison Rosalie Riley.
Nice job, Madison. Congratulations to you.
Delaney Leah Roscoe. Stavri Rusha.
Gotta go, Stavry. Congratulations to you, sir.
Elizabeth Maria Elizabeth Ryan.
Congratulations, Maria. You're awesome.
Jenna Beth Sabatino. Leah Teresa Sacramone.
Nice job, Leah. Good cheers.
Sophia Julia Savino.
Nice job, Sophia. Ooh, that's a good job. Nice.
Leo John Schroeder.
Congratulations, Leo.
Ariana Julia Scott.
Congratulations, Ariana. Well done.
Samantha Lindsay Sharp.
Congratulations, Sam.
Jonathan James Soares. Abigail Rita Spooner. Michael Anthony Stacco.
Congratulations, sir. You've been awesome.
Christopher Matthew Stevens.
Gotta go, Chris. Keep shooting.
Thomas Spencer Swanton. Chloe Summer Swartz. Anthony Michael Terra. Devin Tiburcio. Alani May Timpson. Lige Ann Taco. Dylan Edward Chappelle. Gerardo Joseph Visconti. Henry Walter Frendenberg. Audrey Rose Waldinger. Madeline Cosit Waterman. Bridget Trinity Whalen. Michael Wesley Williams. Meredith Catherine Uhas. Jason Bassam Zader.
I now invite the class of 2023 to please rise. Turn your tassels and receive the applause you so richly deserve. Well, please be seated, and these closing remarks. By the way, a shout out to all the tailgaters in the parking lot. I love that. That is awesome. These remarks are, in essence, a club sandwich, the 3 slices of bread, St. Augustine, the topics, or toppings, rather, Zac Brown, Green Day, Nicki Minaj, and Taylor Swift. Don't worry, you will hear only very select lyrics. Here we go. The top slice, the importance of friends. Augustine, when he is about your age, loses a very dear friend, in fact, his best friend. What helps him? Other friends. Most of all, he writes, the solace of friends restored and revived me to talk to and to laugh with each other, to do acts of service for one another, to read well-written books together, sometimes to tell jokes and sometimes to be serious, to disagree at times but without hard feelings, to long impatiently for those who are absent and to receive with joy those who are present. Class of 2023, you have a really nice way with one another. You are good with each other. I mean, sure, you're good to each other. I mean, most of the time. But you are good with each other all the time. Even with, like, Senior Assassin, that's still going on, I think. You give each other space, yet hold each other close. You embrace and appreciate difference, and you let folks be who they are. As Augustine noted, you are sometimes, maybe a lot of the time, making jokes, and that's great. And you're also serious. You're okay with each other, like chicken fry, a pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio up. You are comfortable with each other. You fit each other. You really enjoy each other. And if the prom is any indication, you clearly like the radio up. Way up. As we have seen with Halloween dances and football games, with awards nights and team dinners, and even with the ordinary coming to school each morning, you long impatiently for those who are absent and receive with joy those who are present. I pray this continues for you as Fenwick alumni. May you cherish each time you gather again. And when you do, maybe a few years from now, I sense you'll realize it's funny how it's the little things in life that mean the most. And I bet you'll eventually raise your glasses for a toast. The middle slice, the grace of God. Augustine, as you know, strives and struggles to find God in his life. At your age, he pursues all kinds of other pleasures and possibilities, hoping to fill the void he feels in his heart and senses in his soul. Looking back on this experience, he realizes that all of the things he was seeking could eventually and fully be found only in God. And so he writes, ambition seeks honor and glory, but God, you alone are to be honored. Sloth seeks rest, but what sure rest is there apart from the Lord? Avarice desires to possess many things, but God, you possess all things. Envy contends for excellence, but what is more excellent than you? And he writes to God, where except with you is there firm security? Where indeed? So rely on the grace of God. Lean on the companionship of Jesus and each other. Trust in the gifts of the Holy Spirit and seek the presence of the one who loves you. You're already doing this, by the way. I saw it this week in the seriousness with which you remembered the names of your family members who have gone from this life to the next. When asked to list your loved ones for our baccalaureate mass, your maturity was evident. And by the way, your handwriting was impeccable. I even observed some of you using your phones to connect with your parents. A few, which I could not believe, actually used your phone as a phone. And you spoke with your parents. Wow, keep that up next fall. This has been quite the 4 years, no? I'm still trying to blot out from my memory certain words. Vaccine, cohort, mask mandate, contact tracing, and of course, unprecedented. At every turn, with the friendship that Andrew noted and the resilience that Aoife described, you responded with grace and courage, with positivity and perseverance. Good riddance describes that. Another turning point. Fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. Well, you've made the best of this test. And you will continue to find measures of happiness and moments of joy throughout your life, and you will excel and achieve in ways that you cannot even imagine. You have done this here at Fenwick. Your journey, something unpredictable. In the end, it's right. I hope, we hope, you had the time of your life. And still there will be something unfulfilled, so be mindful of that. That's the invitation to find God and to experience the divine. And that's why Augustine said, "You have made us for yourself, O God, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you." And the last slice, the passing of time. What helps Augustine most? The passing of time. He writes, "Time does not take time off, nor does it turn without purpose through our senses. It works wondrous effects. It came and went from day to day, and by coming and going, it planted in me other hopes and other memories that filled me up." These last few years, the passing of time has been different. I'm not sure how to explain it. I just know that we feel it. More than ever, I am reminded of what a former pastor of mine used to say repeatedly. Life is about dying and rising. Time is marked by dying and rising. Your life's journey, continually dying and rising. And you have done both, and so have your loved ones who have accompanied you. Our highs and lows have been more than just the usual ups and downs. Desolation and consolation, brutal challenges and remarkable successes. I do not profess to make sense of it all. I simply know what gives me hope. It is being authentically present to the difficult moments, not looking to avoid them or deny them or blame others for them. Trust that they will pass, because time does not take time off. It is being genuinely grateful for the glorious moments like this one right now, appreciating, savoring, relishing, and remembering that life is a miracle. Allow yourself to be filled up with the wondrous effects of time. And it is knowing, as people of faith, that in the end, the rising wins out over the dying. In the end, it's all good. So, as Nicki Minaj sang, and you've screamed, starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Let's do this one more time. Let's do this one last time. One more time. One last time. The days have been long. Some weeks have seemed like months. The years, these 4, went by in a minute. Hands up. Touch the sky. One last time. Oh, and what about something for the Swifties before I go? I considered never grow up, but then I realized we want you to grow up. And besides, the lyrics would make all of us bawl our eyes out. So from Long Live for all the Swifties, hold on to spinning around, confetti falls to the ground, may these memories break our fall. Will you take a moment? Promise me. Promise me, there you go, that you'll stand by me forever. Long live the wall we crashed through. I had the time of my life with you. So as you go, after all the spinning around, know that you go with our blessing. Take this moment with each other. Stand by each other forever. I hope you can say to each other tonight, and I pray that you will echo to each other for years to come, I had the time of my life with you. I know that we sure did. So come back often, in struggle and success, in tragedy and triumph. Come back to Fenwick. This is your school, your home, your family. We will be here for you, always. Forever you will be loved. Forever you will be Fenwick. May God bless you. We are going to conclude our ceremony this evening with a time-honored tradition here at Fenwick. When we of the administration leave the stage, our faculty and staff will join us to my right, and we will form an honor guard for you, the now graduates of the class of 2023, to walk to that corner of the field. And you will gather in a circle for the ceremonial tossing of the caps. Let's do that.